Hi, everyone. Welcome to this new episode of our Student Spotlight series, where we are able to showcase some of the work our past students have done. I'm Charlotte, one of the outreach coordinators here at CCIR, and it's our pleasure today to have Tyrone with us, who did one of our Future Scholars Program courses. So firstly, Tyrone, can you just tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and what your academic interests are?
Hello, I'm Tyrone. I'm from Beijing, China, and my academic interests are biology, chemistry, and basically something about neuroscience and everything about biotechnology. Yeah,
Great. And then which Future Scholars Program course did you do?
I did the pharmacology and intervention of Parkinson's disease.
Okay. Can you give us a general overview of what the course was about?
The course was about everything. So the professor taught us the therapeutics, the medicines, how the Parkinson's possibly developed, and about how the patients acted and everything, just a general view about the Parkinson's disease. And the professor just instructed us to write our own essays about different topics related to Parkinson's disease. And I just learned a lot.
And what interested you in taking this specific course?
So like 2 or 3 years ago, I did a kind of lab about neuroscience and especially the Parkinson's disease and Alzheimer's disease about like doing mice experiments and stuff. So I decided just to look deeply into this subject and joined CCIR this summer to learn more. And I wrote an essay about the therapeutics of Parkinson's disease. I just really love this topic.
Okay, great. So that's interesting that you had some prior knowledge as well, or prior experience. Was this your first time doing a research project or writing up a research paper, or had you had prior experience with that as well?
To be honest, this is my first time.
Okay. So now we're going to shift to talking about your specific research topic. So can you tell us what your specific research paper was about and how you decided on this topic?
So the title is Pharmacological and Non-pharmacological Therapies for Treating Parkinson's Disease and Overview. So I simply just extended what we learned in class and kind of researched everything online and wrote the kind of review paper about most of the therapies available in the market. And why I chose this, because first, our professor taught this to us, and second, there's just so much medicine that someone needs to kind of run a review paper just to kind of summarize everything so that whoever read this paper can know what to use, how to use, and why to use the medicine for Parkinson's disease.
Very interesting. And can you tell us, so it sounds like did you do a systematic review for your paper?
Kind of.
Can you explain what your research methods were?
My research methods is just to first I read like past research papers about all the different medicines and combining it with the PowerPoint and the lectures of the professor. So I just kind of generalize what I have seen and found online and with the lecture to write kind of like a review paper.
Okay, and then can you tell us what a few of your key findings were?
One of the key findings, although it is a review paper where I don't really have anything new, but I discovered that the like traditional medicine, when you take pills, it is not as effective as the non-pharmacological therapies in the long term. So going to, for example, the hospital to meditate in like 30 years is much better than taking pills for a week. So this is something new I discovered.
That's very interesting. Was that surprising to you to find that, or were you kind of expecting that finding going into it?
Actually, I was really surprised.
Yeah.
I thought that the only way to treat PD before this session was to eat pills or take medicine. So the whole non-pharmacological therapies, I just learned it directly from the professor and research.
Yeah, that is very interesting. So now we're going to shift to discussing just your general experience with CCIR. So firstly, can you tell us what your experience was in this program, doing a high-level research project like this was as a high school student?
As a high school student and as a new guy to this field, I kind of learned a lot. So the professor got us through the basic knowledge and to the higher advanced college level knowledge. We just shifted from topics to topics and we just learned a little of everything. And for the research part, I just dug deep into my part, which is the medicine. And as a high school student, I could learn a lot. Just to say, from my school, I learned IB, and from IB biology, this neuroscience program can extend the levels of my IB biology neuroscience class. Just help a lot.
Great. And then what was this research process like compared to other papers or projects you've done in school?
This was brand new. This CCIR like neuroscience program, it's a specific topic. So in school, the kind of papers with quotation marks that we wrote was like about random topics that we could have themes through thoughts and brainstorm. So this was kind of direct to my spot, direct to my interest. So this helped me just develop more.
Yeah, it's great that you were able to find, especially with Parkinson's disease, it's such a niche topic. So it's great that you were able to find a course that spoke directly to what you were most interested in. So for those listening, for the Future Scholars Program, this is our group course. You have a maximum of 5 students per course. So since you did one of the Future Scholars Program courses, can you tell us what it was like working with other students?
So due to the fact that it is online, I don't actually meet the other people, but we will communicate through email sometimes when, for example, I did not go to one class. I could ask someone I knew or someone who listened to that class, and we can discuss what we learned and we can brainstorm together what to write in the review paper at last. And for research, there's not much that you can do with like you can't really get any help from other people because different people write different topics. So for the research part, I just get help from the professor directly.
And then with these programs, we also really like to emphasize the aspect of mentorship as opposed to the traditional teacher role, where our mentors don't just transfer information onto you, but really guide you through your own discoveries and learning process. So can you tell us what it was like with your mentor and with your TA as well, and what your experience was as you moved through the first teaching half of the course into the latter, more research-oriented half of the course, and how they helped guide you through that?
So there was two kind of class. One is professor, one is TA. The professor just taught knowledge, and for the second half, the professor guided us through our paper, and he will take half of his first half class to talk about what we wrote and how to write and what he is expected us to write on and research on. He also gives us ideas and new research topics and sometimes data about from his own lab about the topic. And for the TA part, she was great. She guided us all the way through from the beginning to the end for the review paper. She, as a graduate student, she kind of she is writing her own paper, so she knows what it feels like, and she knows how to use the word great and how to cite stuff and stuff.
Great. So just a few more questions. Firstly, do you think this course has given you any insights into your future? Has it maybe shaped or informed how you think of your path moving forward, either in career or school?
So the reason why I chose this research program is because I like neuroscience and especially Parkinson's disease. So I decided to learn more about it in this program and kind of write a review paper. And for the career part, I'm not sure, but this program just helps me kind of secure the spot in my whole list of hobbies and interests in the academic life. So probably in college and in later life, I would just be a medic or probably a researcher on Parkinson's disease, probably, and or other neurodegenerative diseases.
Right. And then my last question for you, what would you say to someone who asks you what the value of doing a project or a program like this is, especially for a high school student?
The value, there's lots of values. So first, you can just purely learn knowledge if you don't want to write a paper. And if you want to write a paper, you can publish it if you write it well, or you can just have a little accomplishment so that you can prove that you learned this knowledge and you can prove that you're interested in this topic, and it will be great for college application, by the way. So I can get a lot from this. So I guess everyone else can get a lot from this too in the future.
I think that's great advice. So thank you so much again for chatting to me, and congratulations on your nomination to our Spotlight series.
Okay, thank you.